Hey, this is Mark watching MTC Media wrapping up EuroBasket finals and everything about EuroBasket. At the end, Germany wins 88-83 in a game that I still can't believe that Turkey lost. If I watched this game 10 times, I would think that Turkey ends up winning the game. It reminds me, you want an NBA equivalent, go back to Game 5, Seattle Supersonics, Denver Nuggets, back when there were a 5-game series in the NBA. And that entire game, it looks like the Supersonics are going to win. And then somehow, some way, in unexplainable ways, Denver ends up winning that game. It was sort of like this with Germany, even though obviously Germany was not like an 8 seed like the Denver Nuggets was at that time. Turkey was in control most of this game. They had the game the way they wanted. They forced Schroeder to turn the ball over 6 times for the game. Most of them came inside the first half, and they made one of Germany's others outside of Schroeder or uh, Franz Wagner come up big. And it just so happens that Isak Bonga would get 20 points and go 4 for 4 from 3 and all this sort of stuff. But with 4:21 left, Turkey's up by 6. Ball goes out of bounds after Schroeder was pushed baseline, and he tries to throw it back to the front of the rim, which is what you should do if you can't hammer it across. The ball hit against a couple of the Turkish defenders and went out of bounds. No big deal, very, very good defense. And they get a blob, and Andreas Opes hits a 3. So now it's a 2-point game. Fine. Turkey comes back down. No pass possession. Missed 3. Sengun doesn't touch the ball in the possession. Seti Osman, who was very, very good in this game, doesn't get to touch the ball. And then Germany goes and takes their next possession and get a ball reversal, and Bonga hits a 3. And now Germany's up by 1. But Turkey wrestled it back. Took the lead with 2:02 left on a couple of Shane Larkin free throws with 2:02 left. And then you're thinking to yourself, okay, this is going to come down to the end. You got to watch Wagner, got to watch Schroeder. And then Germany gets the lead back on a Daniel Theis 3. You heard that right. You just can't write the script any better than that. If you're in Germany, he was left open. They were in drop, and he never hesitated when he took the 3. Never hesitated. Hit it. Larkin's layup gave Turkey the lead back. It was the last lead they had. After that, Schroeder hits a layup basically where he kisses it almost off the high corner and it falls. He ends the game on a personal 6-0 run. What gets me about this, when Turkey was down 3 late, after the Schroeder layup, was that they had a possession. Larkin had the ball in his hand. Seti was in the corner, and Sengun was in the slot wing. And I did not understand why there was no action whatsoever. It was literally Larkin with the ball and 4 guys standing there down 3 late. And with 5 seconds left, Larkin just passed it to Sengun, who takes a wild 3 because it's at the end of the shot clock. Osman's never in action. He was your best 3-point shooter all day. He was never in action, never anything. And it's just a tough way to lose out on what was a great EuroBasket by Turkey. A great EuroBasket. These 2 teams were even. I thought both of them had advantages in certain parts of the floor. It was just, again, it was Germany's others that held the fort until Schroeder closed the game out. Tristan da Silva, his 13 points, including 3 for 4 shooting. I told you Bonga, his 20 points, including the 4 for 4 for 3 shooting. Those guys came up big. It was Theis that hits the 3 that gives Germany the lead at the 148 mark. It was the only basket he made all day. You got to feel for Turkey for losing. It was, like I said, just such a great run. And I thought that they had a great chance to win this game because of how they matched up with Germany. So, All-Star 5 from EuroBasket was Dennis Schroeder, who was also the MVP. Luka Doncic, Franz Wagner, Giannis, and Sengun. Those were the top 5. It was hard. As someone who watched it from group play all the way through, it was hard finding guys because there was more than 5 guys who were deserving. I thought that Lauri Markkanen should have been on the top 5, but the problem with that is it becomes the question of who you take off. If you put Markkanen on there, who do you take off? Well, the first thing you look at is Wagner, but if you look at this tournament in totality, I'm not saying that Wagner was necessarily better than Markkanen. I don't think it's a situation where one was better than the other. It was just that Wagner ended up getting the nod. There's arguments for both. I don't think it's anything egregious. I just would like to see Markkanen make first team for what he did. Also on the second team with him was Cedi Osman, Jordan Lloyd, Denny Avdia, and Nikola Jokic. And Jokic was the last one on the second team. But it was a great tournament. It was a great EuroBasket. If you guys aren't watching these tournaments, these FIBA tournaments, you gotta watch them. It's terrific basketball. It's Marcus Washington, MTC Media.